Good day.
Hello. Welcome, folks.
Greetings. 1 year.
1 year.
1 year. 1 year.
Oh,
1 year.
and 20 years in the past.
We played some shitty games that sucked ass. We've now been doing this for a year now. It's the year of Anime Amigos as a quartet.
Woo! Wait, does that mean like the ones you two did doesn't count now?
Well, I mean, each of the Anime Amigos we've done together is kind of...
Yes, look, it's two separate things. We'll get round to that.
Yes. Yeah, we've just called them, seeing as we have Ren and Calvin reviews, we just do Reece and Calvin kerfuffles.
Yeah.
So it's basically been a year of us as a quartet, and we're pretty much repeating what we did last time with our April vlog, which was we did one live action film with anime influence and an actual anime film review.
Should we do introductions first?
And we'll say that in a minute, but
okay.
yeah, we're doing it again this year, but we'll explain in a minute what we're doing. So I'm Calvin Atkinson, and I'm the head of the film society at the Axia Film Society.
I'm Reece, the Gundam guru, and Gundam's back.
I'm Ren, the JoJo genius.
I'm Misa Chacha Pings. Hello. The best anime is a school day, yeah?
Oh my god.
Much better than that Dragon Ball Z bullcrap. Okay.
So I'll give you my death note.
Okay, in all seriousness, my name is Elliot, I'm the Seraph of the End survivor. And just like it 1 year ago, I'm still just a nerd.
But we're still doing too right. Well, obviously, first vlog of the spring, we've got to keep, this is an anime vlog, so we've got to keep some anime shit going before we dive a little bit out of it. So, let's talk early spring recommendations. What are we really enjoying at the minute? Well, I mean, keep in mind, we're only about 2 episodes with most shit, 3 episodes for some things. I mean, we've had 3 episodes of Magical Shoujo, or the 3 episodes of Tokyo Ghoul, which I haven't watched all 3 episodes yet.
3 episodes of Gegege no Kitaro.
And 3 episodes of Gundam.
3 episodes
of Girl Ore as well. I think
yeah. And, well, Gundam I have watched all 3 episodes of. What's the big recommendations at the minute for you guys?
I have to go with Magical Girl Ore.
Yeah, you're really enjoying that one.
I think that's just hilarious.
I'm struggling to get as much of the humour out of it as I want, but at the same time, I do get the appeal. I probably didn't help that I watched the first 2 episodes the same day I finished Madoka Magica, which is a really good.
I'm not a big fan of Meiho Shoujo shows myself, but this is absolutely hilarious.
I reckon you'd like Madoka Magica in that sense, because it's a bit of a challenge to that one. It's basically, what if Sailor Moon was really dark?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Yes, I'm sorry, sorry Robin from Anime America, I'm afraid I'm just not that Sailor Moon fan.
Robin did her top 30 favourite anime.
Yeah, that's exactly why it's a favourite anime.
I thought the first 2 episodes were pretty good, but obviously I haven't seen the 3rd one just yet, but I thought the first 2 were very funny.
One that took a bit of time to get right back up and running, but it's quite enjoyable now. My Hero Academia Season 3. The 2nd episode really kind of pulled things back for me.
Yeah.
Like, if the first episode pushed you out, the second one would just be going, no, come on!
It's definitely reeled me in with the promise that they're going to be working on their quirks, and that really makes me interested as to how they're going to be doing that.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I think they already did, like, Midoriya already did some things.
Yeah, Midoriya is probably...
And anything that inflicts physical violence to Mineta are all approval.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's got a cat girl, so there's a lot of feshes out there being ticked.
Oh dear. It's also obvious one for me, Persona 5 the animation.
Oh yeah.
Which is a very good adaptation of the game so far. I think they've sped through quite a lot of it. There's a lot of downtime that obviously isn't gonna make it in there.
Yeah, because you don't have to find a part-time job and basically fund your education.
Because you have to improve certain attributes, and you're not allowed to hang out with certain people. Like your kindness isn't at a certain level, so therefore they won't hang out with you.
Just like real life.
Or your knowledge isn't at a certain level, so they won't hang out with you. You don't have enough guts or charm.
You're too thick. Bugger off.
That's essentially some of the games. There's lots of the game do that. And you want to do well on your exams because it improves your charm effect. Although I basically just cheated and looked it up online. Because it's very...
To be fair, doesn't everyone?
Because I thought I only looked up the exam answers. That's all I did. Well, you don't even need to do it for the questions in the classroom because you can just press the little button. You get what everyone answered online. So you know that 1% of people are incredibly thick. The next, the other one despite the fact, Reece, anything else you're thinking at the minute?
Gundam's got better since it first started.
Yeah, you weren't too into Gundam build at first.
That first episode was really bad.
There
were so many offensive stereotypes.
I
it just driven me away.
I thought it was alright, however, seeing the sort of flamboyant game gave me flashbacks of Jaime from Carve Vanguard G. He was the one person I didn't like from that show.
Yeah. I thought he was Hisoka pre-makeup.
It's the guy from Gurren Lagann, isn't it?
Yeah.
but even more rapey.
Very much more.
So I remember, though, in the second episode, they had a bunch of references to locations and mechs from other Gundam series, and I basically said, okay, this is Ready Player One for Gundam fans.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's the Sand Kingdom from Gundam Wing. You remember that, don't you?
Yes, it was the only one we saw on Toonami. Stop reminding us.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I found interesting about doing my my book, which is I had to do a lot of research, and I found in my time of doing it, I've lost a bit more respect for Gundam Wing, but I've gained a lot more respect for Evangelion.
Yeah. How come you've lost respect for Gundam Wing?
Because I really realised watching it, because I had to go through a lot of Gundam series and really understand, and I realised it sticks out like a sore thumb, and not for the right reasons, really. That's my big problem with Gundam Wing. It's like, it tries very hard to be its own thing, but as a result, it doesn't quite work.
Yeah, it's aged really badly.
That's the problem. It was a breath of fresh air at the time. Now that we have access to a lot more other Gundam series, it's sort of not really there.
I actually really want to get into Gundam now. So
the irony is that the one I'd pick in Gundam Build Dives would be Trey's from Gundam with the Gatling gun that comes out the chest from Gundam Wing, because that's one of my favourites. And I do think Gundam Wing has some of the best designs for the Gundam.
Especially when you look at Endless Waltz.
Yeah. I remember that joke from Anime Abandonment where they said, why are they fighting? Because Bandai needs that Kraken whore money, dear. I mean, at least it's not Gundam F91. Jesus Christ, that was bad.
Which has just been now legally uploaded to the Gundam YouTube channel. If for some reason you ever want to watch that.
It's basically, Gundam, the franchise for the criminally named.
Yeah.
The other one I'm really into, Holders at the minute, I would have really, if it wasn't for episode 14, I'd be super recommending Darling in the Franxx again.
I haven't seen episode 14. Why is it not that good?
Yeah. Oh dear God. Episode 14, it's not bad, but it's a step backwards.
No, I'll tell you why you're mad. You're mad because your ship isn't confirmed.
What's a ship?
Oh, if
friendship.
Yes,
that's all it means.
If your ship carries
I know what ship is. I mean, which of the two is it?
It's a bit spoilers for Darling in the Franxx episode 14. Let's just say that they've gone a bit backwards with the Hero 02 ship. They've gone
Good.
Ren,
right now,
Ren, it misses the point of all the build-up in episode 12 and 13.
Right now, I'd probably say my main ship with that is Guru and Ichigo.
Goro and Ichigo, yeah. No, I liked them as a ship, and again, episode 9 built that up. Now we've gone completely backwards on that.
But the thing is, it's building towards a certain point. I don't think for a second Ichigo X Hero is going to last. I think there's going to be some sort of reminiscence back to 02. I do just think that like.
Oh yeah, they're going to pork.
Yeah, but they're doing it.
Someone's been reading the hentai.
Actually, I am aware of the manga adaptation of Darling in the Franxx, which is being released at the same time as the anime, a few bit back, and that one is uncensored.
Oh, great.
Again, you have to thank. So I have some sources that let me begin, because I didn't even know
Ren.
Yeah, that's me.
Actually, it's my ex-girlfriend who led me onto that one. Which is other than that, Records of Grand Crest War I'm a bit half and half on.
Oh, I haven't watched the rest of it.
I haven't watched that in a while.
I've still not gone back to it.
Because I think it's actually really good. Some of the characters are getting more and more interesting.
It is getting interesting.
Quick question: is Siluka still bland?
Yep.
Yes, but she's not the emphasis. She's not the focus.
Yeah.
But
Theo's still a good character.
Theo's got a lot less bland than he was.
Is it Milzer? Is that his name?
Milzer, yeah. He's got
the kind of main villainy dude is getting so interesting. But yeah, I'm liking that.
What else is...
Megalobox?
Megalobox,
Yeah,
yes!
Megalobox, definitely.
Megalobox feels like an anime that was meant to be out in the 90s, early 2000s.
It's kind of like a tribute to back then, like a tribute to shows like Cowboy Bebop and
Hajime no Ippo.
Hajime no Ippo and Fooly Cooly, all those sort of shows. It feels like a throwback to those shows.
The animation style, certainly.
Yeah, like, and the second episode has gotten me like really interested.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interested in it.
I'm glad he didn't beat the champ in the second episode because if he had, it was where do we go from here? He's already beaten the best guy.
It's sort of established a bit of a rivalry between the two.
And it's also from the studio that made one of the best animes of all time, Sonic X.
Oh yes, I forgot it's from the same studio as Sonic X. Oh god, if we ever did an episode...
Gotta go faster.
Sonic X. Damn. The irony is...
I watched the entire series of that when I was 15.
The irony is I did watch that all the time because I'm a Sonic whore. But with
He's
Sonic...
probably one of the few people who like Sonic Forces.
I don't, weirdly. I don't. I like parts of Sonic Forces, and I will admit it's better. The thing about Sonic Forces is it's better post game than it is when you're playing it for the first. I mean, I completed it in like 3 hours. Like that was it. I was done with the first.
Like, come on, Persona 5. Do you have no idea how many games we have to beat?
But with Sonic X, actually, the weird thing is we didn't get that theme song in the UK version. In fact, the UK version is actually worse.
Wait, we didn't get a fist bump.
No, we did get Fist Bump. We didn't get the original Sonic X theme from America.
Sonic X. I thought we were still talking about Sonic Forces.
No, we did get... Thank God we got Fist Bump. That's the best song in the game.
Oh, good. Yeah,
which has been memed the hell out of.
I don't get why we... It's like with no... I guess it's understandable with Naruto, as, you know, the Japanese... Like, with Sonic X, the lyrics were in English anyway, so...
But the fact of the matter is, we got... the only other thing I want to talk about early spring stuff is, it's only 2 episodes in, but I'm still really enjoying it. Great holdover. Food Wars Season 3.
Oh, hell yeah. I love Food Wars. I'm loving that.
Now, that showed a prime example of how you bring back an episode after a long break, because we have a lot of closure to Erina's storyline. We set up the new arc pretty damn well. I'm wondering where they're going to go with it, to be honest, because I think they got a bit off manga, from what I'm gathering. I mean, it's been a while since I've read the manga, so I stopped reading it so I would watch anime first. But I do really like Food Wars still at the minute. That's been really great.
Especially because it looks like it's building up to a giant civil war.
Food Wars.
Yeah, it looks like...
I haven't watched any of Food Wars.
You really should. Like, seriously.
It basically does look like it's building up to it is building up to this whole idea of a civil war between the chefs that agree with the new principal and a bunch of chefs that think that the new principal's full of bonkers.
In that case, the entirety of the top 10 are going to be very underwhelmed.
Okay, so let's move on to our actual subject.
I was going to say, I'm probably alone on this one, but I'm still quite enjoying Fist of the Blue Sky Regenesis.
No, I'm really hating it.
But that's because he absolutely hates 3D animation.
No.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
No, I liked Land of the Lustrous.
But the thing is, it's not Berserk, and so long as it's not Berserk.
Okay, it's not as bad as Berserk, but God, the frame rate's terrible, and also
only at times.
The story is dull as hell.
I'm really been meaning to watch Berserk. Not the new one.
I don't think it's dull.
I'll lend you my DVD as soon as I'm done with it.
I think it's cliche, but it's still fun to watch because it's fun to watch.
But the whole point of Fist of the North Star is you have the ultra-violence and the post-apocalyptic environment.
I'm probably the only person.
Blue Sky doesn't have either.
But you finally got. Well, for me, I mean, I've never actually seen Fist of the North Star, so as a standalone thing, I'm enjoying it. And for someone who's never actually kind of entered into the whole series, it's interesting.
I don't really think. I mean, mind you, I'm not a big fan of Fist of the North Star. I don't really like it all that much.
Yeah. I'm probably the only person here who's never actually seen it.
No, yes, same.
Don't really have any plans to either.
Fair enough.
Okay.
And Gun-Gale Online Alternative.
Oh yes, Alternative Gun-Gale Online.
Yes. It's very surprising how good that is actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Like none of us are Sword Art Online fans, but we're really enjoying it.
I'm half and half when it comes to Sword Art Online. I mean,
I'm half and half as well.
I think that's all of us. I think we're all kind of half and half. When it's good, we really like it. When it's bad, we really hate it.
I think we just take everything it comes out with a pinch of salt because at times it can be terrible. But at times it can be really good.
Because the best thing they did was dump the original cast.
Yes, absolutely.
But the irony is...
thank God they dumped Kirito.
But at the same time, from what I'm hearing about the plans for Season 3, which will be out in the fall season, it's sounding like it might be some interesting ideas they're doing with it. Honestly, I think season 3 might be the one to turn us around. I'm not holding my breath, but from what I'm hearing, I'm liking what I'm hearing.
The thing is, though, you know what? It's like with Sword Art Online. The first half of the season is pretty good. Second half, no.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's move on to the thing we're actually meant to be talking about today.
Sorry.
Oh yes, before we forget, Tokyo Ghoul Re.
Yeah.
We're a bit half and half on it.
I'm not. This is literally the first time I've watched any Tokyo Ghoul because I've been primarily reading the manga. So I actually know more of what's happening compared to this lot.
I have no clue.
But
I've lent these to the manga, so I'll lend you them at some point.
Cheers.
So
the irony is that we think the irony is I have watched both seasons of the anime and it's really confusing at times.
Yeah, I think seriously, anime fans, you're gonna be confused. You're gonna be stuck, very stuck.
It's basically it was done better in the manga. That's everything I've been hearing. Anytime people do a criticism of it, all I hear is, "Well, it was done better in the manga." I'm not reading the manga. I'm watching the anime. I should not have to read supplementary material to understand what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't just do your own thing. You can't just do your own thing. Then continue with the manga, especially if the ending with what you did is completely different.
Okay, let's move on. Ready Player One. We all saw it.
I didn't see it.
Except you.
You didn't.
No, I didn't see it.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to spoil it for you now, I'm
That's
afraid.
completely fine.
Because we're going to talk about the whole thing. We're going to talk about the whole thing. Oh, by the way, so it's our first film review. We're going to get through this as quickly as possible because we've got a couple of other things we want to do, and some of us have got lives to get back to.
Yep, I need to escape.
So, Ready Player One. Before we go into the anime references we spotted in it, what did you think of it, Elliot? Because I'm going to go Elliot first because he read the book as well.
It was brilliant. I'll be honest. I thought it was I thought it was really good. Honestly, it's my film of the year so far.
Reece, no non-book reader.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it, and it felt like you didn't need to read the book to enjoy it.
Yeah, you don't actually. It does a lot different.
Yeah, I agree. I'm personally of the opinion I really liked it. I knew it wasn't doing much new. I know it's not doing much that's innovative. I know it's pretty generic and cliche, but it's so fun.
Satisfying to watch, I'd imagine.
It's a real ultimate geek out film.
Yeah. And Ren, what do you think of This My Hero Statue?
Cool.
This has got.
I just wanted you to say it.
I do like the Deku.
Okay.
What was that?
So we kind of get that all out of the way, but let's move on. Oh yeah, another thing I've noticed about My Hero Academia is in the dub, the kid the new kid that's been introduced. He's voiced in the dub by the same actress who plays Morgana in Persona 5 and is the voice of Kyubey in Madoka Magica. So that is really weird. But which anime? There wasn't that many anime references I found in.
I only found two, like the bike from Akira and the Gundam.
Yeah,
the Gundam.
Those two I spotted.
No dual discs, cards, or anything floating around. Pokeballs. No Pokemon.
No, Pokemon didn't.
No Pokemon.
Oh yeah, it's also surprised me as well. Considering it's supposed to be on the internet, it's all nerds play. There wasn't a lot of furries.
True. Yeah, that's a good point.
Because you think there'd be a lot more furries on
there.
There were also no Ugandan Knuckles going, do you know the way?
I got.
You expect to see at least one of them.
I got a third anime reference, which I found, which is Ruby appears in the background of the final fight.
Oh, does she?
Other than that, I didn't really spot much. I mean, to be fair, most of it's based in 80s nostalgia, and there wasn't a lot of ultra popular anime from the 80s that are still ultra popular now.
There was no Dragon Ball Z or anything?
No Dragon Ball, yeah. But again, they have to talk tons of copyright. I mean, just to get Sonic the Hedgehog, for example, who does appear in the film.
Does he?
Yeah, he's in the opening. He's in the opening segment where they're talking about the Oasis. He's one of the characters that's queuing up for one of the portals, and he appears in the final fight.
I think you probably have to. I mean, if you were going for sort of like large bulk Japanese characters that aren't like in the public domain, then yeah, you'd be hard pressed to get stuff.
But
like
you got to remember with just with Sonic, you've got to call up Sega. Not only you got to call up Sega, you've also got to call up Paramount who currently own the film rights to Sonic the Hedgehog.
You'd have Nintendo as well, but I think
Nintendo
not own.
No, Nintendo doesn't own Sonic at
Oh,
all.
I thought they did at one point.
No, they just sort of share consoles. They were why weren't they? They were rivals.
Well, because I thought they did.
They did strike up a
Mario
deal.
and Sonic. I thought that was.
Sonic at the Olympic Games.
No, that's purely part of a combination deal rather than Nintendo owning Sonic.
I mean that would be like saying Nintendo now own Final Fantasy because Cloud was in Smash.
That's why I was confused.
But that's also surprising. No Final Fantasy in this one either. But it was most. But then again, there was also no Star Wars characters.
Come on! You should have seen at least 11 Clouds.
Well, did you see the Enterprise or anything? No Star
Wars. Yeah, the Enterprise.
The Enterprise is in it. Yeah, there's a lot of
which is weird because in the book there are actually a lot of references to Star Wars and a lot of things.
But you got to remember,
in it, Percival even has an X-wing.
No way.
But you got to remember, it's Disney-owned Star Wars, and how much are they going to be charging for Star Wars characters right now?
Yeah. Any Marvel characters?
A couple of Marvel characters show up. Certain Deadpool shows up.
I think you see Spider-Man at one point.
It is kind of though interesting, the whole geek out session, and it's great to know that there's nerd consultants.
You have. I saw Battletoads in there actually.
Battletoads, and the Ninja Turtles toe up.
Yeah. Why did it have to be the Michael Bay version though?
Yeah, because
it was.
That you could tell they're not Ninja Turtles fans because no Ninja Turtles fans would have picked those ones.
Yeah.
No.
I would have personally, I had three choices of who I would have been if I'd been in that game. I would either have been Sonic the Hedgehog, Darkwing Duck, or Deku from My Hero Academia. Who would you guys have been?
I probably would have gone as Power Ranger.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah. My three choices. If I was like a sword user, Dante from Devil May Cry. If I was a magic user, Dark Magician from Yu-Gi-Oh. And if I could choose an anime character, Death the Kid from Soul Eater.
I'd probably just be Rock Lee from Naruto. Rock Lee's awesome.
Yeah.
If I was picking a Naruto character, I would pick Gaara. Yeah. He's probably my favourite character in that.
What, you'd be an edgelord?
Oh shit.
I'd be Minato.
Minato's pretty sweet.
But so again, I mean, imagine how much money they paid to Sunrise to get the RX-78.
Yeah. Yeah, and he only used it for 2 minutes. But I was like, no, make it last longer.
But God, those 2 minutes were the best part of the film.
Yeah, because there's the RX-78-2 against Mechagodzilla.
Oh, yes!
Oh my, that was so... I remember that. I find it funny though how a Gundam failed to beat Godzilla.
Yeah.
And yet the Iron Giant did.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's they kind of fought to a stalemate and then time ran out.
Oh, okay.
The irony being, I remember seeing that scene and I went, and Reece just squeed.
Yeah.
Oh wait, are we going to spoil
Just everywhere.
Are we in spoiler territory by the way?
I think we're kind of in spoiler territory, so we all like it. Let's go into a few spoilers because very quickly.
Well, first, I'm going to be spoiling the book as well in case you guys don't have any intention of reading.
Well, from what I gathered, the book is a lot more cringe-worthy than the film.
Like, for example, I'm so glad in the film they took out the second third. Because, good God, that dragged on in the book. Like, literally, the second third is just Percival moping over Artemis. Just sitting up there in his, like, giant space station. Just sitting there.
Which is cut out of the film, by the way.
Just sitting there, looking at the riddle for the J key. He might as well have had 10 cats as well.
Oh my God.
They keep his boombox in though. To play "We're Not Gonna Take It" during the final fight, which was great.
That was. I'm so glad. Like, there are a lot of songs in there that I really recognise.
First to the key. Yeah. It was. But the one thing I didn't like about the film was the fact of it took them 5 years to figure out the first challenge.
It's the same in the book, actually.
But in modern completionist societies and the way the internet works, someone didn't figure out just go backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you see speedrunners beating games in an hour, just months after the games are released, it's pretty damn stupid.
But the first challenge in the book was a game of joust, wasn't it?
Yeah, the first challenge in the book was a game of joust against the Lich King, against this Lich King. Actually, all the challenges in the books were quite different. For example, and they also follow different themes. Like, I think the first challenge focused on Halliday's favourite movies. The second challenge focused on Halliday's favorite games, and the third one focused on Halliday's favorite music.
I will say, actually, one thing I did like about the film was the casting choices. Like, Halliday was done very well by Mark Rylance.
Yeah, my dad actually said there was like some autism sort of things with Halliday, like being a little socially awkward and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's a bit I would say that's a bit overplayed a bit,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I kind of liked a lot of Halliday's ideas about staying in reality and not getting too fixated. But again, that played to what I didn't like about the ending, though, which is the movie only bit where we find out what they did with the Oasis.
Like they did, like in the book, they didn't have it. It basically went to Percival and Artemis kissing, and it just ends like that.
My favourite, but then they had the Shining bit in the middle, which was one of my favourite things in the film.
It was
Yeah, the second level's basically a level based around the Shining.
I'm actually pretty happy, like, as well. They mentioned in it that Stephen King hated Stanley Kubrick's version of the Shining.
Yeah, which is based around the riddle's based around the idea of something the creator hates.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But do you know something that's...
And of course, it's great that guy who the person who didn't know but had never seen The Shining having to go through H chapter.
That was just so funny. Just like there's no zombies. Just like that's not in The Shining.
The weird thing about about H of this one is the fact that in the book she's overtly lesbian. In the film, in fact, she chooses a straight white male so that she can feel like she fits in.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas in the film, she's just a cyborg.
Oh.
Yeah. Which I think was to the betterment of it.
Yeah. Something I find. Never mind.
And also, the two Japanese brothers.
There's no Japanese stereotypes in it.
Which is fortunate.
Like in the book, it just goes, "You have disgraced our honor." They might as well be cosplaying a Zuko.
No, they do say honor way more times than that. But
honor.
The irony is
actually, speaking of them two, do you want to know something funny? In the book, Daito dies in reality.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. In the film, he doesn't actually. He doesn't die. He survives till the end. Meanwhile, in the book, IOI literally break into his apartment and fling him off the balcony.
Glad they cut that one. I know one of the things is in the book also Sho and Daito are not actually brothers. They just met up at an otaku support group.
Yeah.
That's good for me.
Yeah, that's actually... Yeah,
it's people get too much into become addicted to games and anime and get too stuck. They met at a support group for that, and they ended up
they became best friends in real life. but they sort of refer to each other as brothers in the game.
Okay.
Whereas in the film, they probably actually are brothers.
Something that sort of brought me out, that sort of took me off the film a bit, was that they called Shoto Sho. When there's a reason he's called Shoto. Daito is basically long sword, Shoto is short sword. It kind of forms the resemblance of Daisho.
I think they were worried. I think they were a bit worried about offending people with stereotypes in it.
It wasn't much of a stereotype though. It didn't make sense. They were both being samurai and ninja.
Yeah, no, I know, but you know, some people they look for anything to complain about.
Yeah, just you have a Hawaiian statue in your car. You're racist.
It's the irony. I wouldn't be surprised on that one. So with the RX-78, which was advertised the hell out of in the promotional material, I mean, did you think they handled it well?
Yeah, for the 2 minutes it was handled well. I just wish we got it for longer.
Yeah, I agree. I was like, oh, but then again, at least they didn't overplay it.
Yeah.
So I mean, though I do agree with Elliot. I think a Gundam could beat Mechagodzilla.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah, it could.
Considering just how powerful those things are built to be in the series.
Yeah, and how agile they are compared to Mechagodzilla.
Yeah. The thing is, they could. I think he was about to win, but he just clocked out.
Yeah, ran out of time.
Would you have picked the RX-78 if you were in Ready Player One as your mecha?
Well, for pure offensive ability, you're probably best off going with like the Unicorn Gundam.
Yeah, the Unicorn probably be better. I personally would have picked the one from Iron Blooded Orphans.
Yeah, the Barbatos.
The Barbatos, that's the one.
Simply because I haven't played Gundam, I wouldn't have gone or watched that much Gundam. Wouldn't have gone with one of them. I probably would have gone with the Sasaku's mech in Kogias.
I was just trying to Barbados and just blasted "Raise Your Flag."
I would have just gone for the one from Knights and Magic. Because that's pretty much the only thing.
You've watched Evangelion and Gurren
Yeah, Gurren
Lagann.
Lagann, to be fair.
I found a lot of the movie.
Gurren Lagann.
I found a lot of the movie references in the film like dead funny though. Like the holy hand grenade
Was that in there?
It was an actual item that destroyed everyone in the. That destroyed
Okay, quick question. Who the hell built that? Why would they build that? What is the point of that? You are essentially hit the universe ending button. Why would you build that?
Why are you sounding like the nostalgia critic? Do you not realise that no one really likes him anymore?
I know that, but that doesn't mean it's not a good, decent point.
But my question is, why not? Why not add in the holy hand grenade?
Yeah, because everybody loves Monty Python.
Everyone loves Monty Python. Not to mention, no joke, in the book, they have like these movie challenges, and one of the challenges to get the egg was to reenact the entirety of Monty Python and the Quest for Holy Grail.
Amazing.
Your mother was a hamster and
their father smelled of elderberries.
Now go where I shall taunt you a second time, you silly English niggas.
The irony is, I was with one of my ex-girlfriends at the Tower of London once, and she actually genuinely shouted that over the side of
Amazing.
Oh my god.
I don't know, we were very tempted to, and we didn't in the end, unfortunately. Wish we had done now.
I would have. Happily.
The irony is that I think they lost a lot of the 80s idea, but they also kept it at the same time.
Yeah, I felt like rather than, like, the book was more of an 80s nostalgia trip.
But God, that final battle was amazing.
It was friggin' awesome.
Overall, I think I really liked it. Though Simon Pegg joins the list, I have to agree with Dom on that one. Yeah, Simon Pegg's got a cameo in it.
He plays as Ogden, one of the two main designers of the Oasis.
Okay.
And he joins the list that, as I think the Dom's right, he joins that list of British actors who cannot do American accents.
Yeah.
Along with, after watching Rampage, Naomi Harris.
Yeah.
Jesus, love, you're a good actress, but do not do an American accent again.
Weirdly enough, though, in the book, Ogden actually has a bigger role. You see him quite a few more times, other than in just flashbacks. Like, he's actually the guy who builds the rebellion of Percival, Artemis, H, and Shoto to fight them. Sort of encourages them to fight back against IOI.
Alright.
Like, they all meet back at this place, and you just go, alright, get in the hamster balls.
Alright.
You fight.
Let's, alright, so we all really like Ready Player One, which is very surprising because I thought we'd have at least one of us that wouldn't like it.
If you want my opinions, watch this over the book. You can read the book if you want. It's generally good, just don't expect too much of it, I guess.
Okay, let's move on to the other film we're reviewing today, one that me and Ren went to see, which you guys were living too far away from the place of screening it, but you might be in luck because it's coming back out again on May the 9th for a more wider release, which is Mary and the Witch's Flower. It's the first film from Studio Ponok, which is made from an offshoot of these former Studio Ghibli employees. And effectively, this is a Ghibli film.
Yeah, pretty much.
It did look very Ghibli-like.
It is so Ghibli. It's directed by the guy who directed Arrietty and When Marnie Was There, which the latter of which is one of the better films that they've come out with. But Mary and the Witch's Flower is. I don't want to go that far. I think it's a very good film. But it's rather unremarkable when you compare it to the other Ghibli films.
Yeah. To be fair, I think with Studio Ghibli, that a lot of films are dead high up, are like so good as kind of, if you try to compare them to the other films, it kind of gives them a hand.
But we're going to say no spoilers for Mary and the Witch's Flower because these two haven't had a chance to see it, and it is getting a wider release in the UK. Mm-hmm. So we'll go briefly to our thoughts. I like the main character. Mary's actually a really enjoyable character. She kind of reminds me a bit of Akko from Little Witch Academia in a lot of senses, which this one borrows quite a lot from, in a lot of senses. I know they probably were in production history around the same time, so it's probably just coincidence. And this is based on an English novel. In fact, that's one of the reasons I reckon you should see it in the dub, because
it would probably fit the theme more.
It fits the theme more, and also unlike when Marnie Was There, they actually changed the setting of the book to Japan and change all the character names bar the main two characters. With Mary and the Witch's Flower, they don't change the setting and the name, so it's still in England and it's still the English characters, their names. So as a result, it's very weird when they refer to themselves in Japanese ways, like Johnson-san or Smith-san.
Yeah, Zebedee's son.
Zebedee,
that's not.
Yeah, Zebedee is one of the. Though apparently he was a character in the book that it's based on.
Okay, fair.
But
it will probably be like going David-kun.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, they do that a couple of times. Like,
Johnsenpai.
Yeah.
What was it? John. One of the characters is called Jonathan. I think she was Jonathan-san.
Yeah, and the name of the what's the word? The maid. She's got like a classically British name, but they pronounce it kind of in, it doesn't really sound.
Oh, the dub, we haven't seen it in the dub, I should point out, so we can't judge that. But the dub does, as usual for a Ghibli cast, has very A-list cast, because we've got Kate Winslet in one of the roles and Jim Broadbent's in it.
Yeah, which again are like, classically good British actors, and they've been in the.
So I will watch this again in the dub. I will give it in the dub. I mean, I'm going to have to do something because I haven't been given the go-ahead to go to London to see the Eureka 7 movie. Which I'd rather see in the dub anyway, because I've watched everything else in the Eureka 7 in dub.
I think, I agree with you. I think the main character was quite good. I think they aimed a little bit higher than they were able to achieve.
They didn't build up enough of the world. Like, we don't spend that much time in the magic school.
Yeah, we don't have that sense of wonderment, because it's basically... the basic plot is Mary... I mean, we can go into that, can't we?
Yeah, Mary finds these flowers where she moves to town, and that gives her these magical properties. So she travels with this cat to this magical school, and they think she's a new transfer student.
And she's basically hailed as a herald because she's got incredible magic powers.
But it's only because of the flowers that she's got, and the fact she's nicked Kate Winslet, headmistress's book.
Yeah. But yes, so in introducing the magic school and things, I think they didn't go as far as to really build the rest of the students that were there, the grounds. It kind of wasn't as spectacular and kind of flooring as it should have been, but it had good parts. I mean, I think a lot of the background art I was really impressed.
The background art's fantastic. It reminded me a lot of Laputa Capsule in the Sky, actually, the background art, and it's...
They mentioned, because we saw a bit with the directors speaking beforehand.
Yeah, that was part of our... because we went to the fan screening, so we got a bit of the director and the producers explaining. But I kind of feel like they gave away a bit too much. I think that should have been done at the end of the film.
Yeah, definitely. They kind of having the directors speak beforehand was kind of a bit annoying, because they were like, oh, these are the main themes. It's like, well, thanks, now I have to actually look for those.
It's one of those, I prefer to discover themes myself. It's why I don't go. It's why I'm one of the things I'm really struggling with writing my book, because with Iron Blooded Orphans, I'm like, I really want to talk about all of these themes, but I don't want to spoil it for the people. So I want to talk about the themes of the family you make versus the family you're born into, orphan societies, control versus...
I mean, family you make rather than family you're born into, that sounds a lot like Seraph at the End in a way.
It's kind of a similar theme to that, although I think Seraph Gundam Iron Blood Orphans are a lot more subtle about it than Seraph at the End is.
Certainly being covered in One Piece as well, actually.
It's especially with Nami's arc.
Oh, and Sanji's at the moment in the manga and the anime. Sorry.
The thing that I didn't really like about it was the fact that I think I could have used a bit more world building.
Yeah, and plot was a bit weak at times. Like, I don't think the motivations of the villain. I mean, they made sense, but they just weren't really. They weren't effective for what they were supposed to be.
I think they've got. I think there's a bit of structure at Studio Ghibli they didn't quite have.
I honestly don't think they probably had the same budget as Studio Ghibli had, which is possibly one of the reasons. I mean, I noticed it was small, but like in Studio Ghibli films, they would have had a lot more motion going on, pretty much.
But let's face it, Nausicaa: The Valley of the Wind wasn't a perfect film, and that was kind of the first one for those guys.
Yeah.
So I think this is their equivalent of Nausicaa. I think we'll appreciate it more.
I mean,
I think we'll appreciate it more in the future when we get more Ponnak films.
Yeah, they can only get better, really.
I think, these films are going to get better. I mean, also another big news is Kiki's Delivery Service. The books have now received what is the sort of the sort of Nobel Prize for Children's Literature equivalent. Yeah, it's big, and I'm dead happy. Although they did acknowledge that the films went a bit off book.
Yeah.
But okay, we're running out of time, so that's our thoughts on Mary and the Witch's Flower. So do we have enough time? Have we got enough time to do anything else? Do you want to say, Reece?
Yeah, I've got about till 3.
Okay, well we're good. Well, We were going to do a thing for the 1 year celebration, but we will kind of skip that because I don't want to rush that idea, because I think that idea is something we should really spend time on. I don't think we can rush that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Annie Trendings right now. Anime Trendings, so we're using at the minute, we're promoting the hell out of it. So as a result, we're going to talk about the things that received their end of the year award nominations. So 4 anime got the nominations for Anime of the Year.
I'm just going to get up the list because I haven't actually looked at this.
It's all right. I've got the list here.
Oh, I'll just look at it.
But the other nominations for other awards are counted, but these are things that they go by votes as the year goes on. And at the minute, the 4 anime that are up for their list had, when they carried out all the votes, it was another place for the universe got 4th place in the first nomination. 3rd place went to Violet Evergarden. 2nd place went to Darling in the Franxx, and 1st place went to Laid Back Camp. Which
it's pretty interesting, really.
Yeah, in my personal opinion, Laid Back Camp should not have been first.
No, I agree. I agree. It should have been 3rd or 4th.
It was really good. It wasn't bad at all.
My dog wants to say hi.
Hello, Ripley.
Hello.
I mean, it was,
Hi, sir.
I agree with you. It was really good, but it shouldn't be number 1.
I mean, we all know who our number ones were, because yours was
Mine was Place Further in the Universe.
yours Place Further in the Universe. Me and Reece were Violet Evergarden. You were Darling Franks, but I think you've changed your mind to Violet Evergarden now.
It's not. I haven't fully confirmed as Darling and Franks hasn't ended yet, but at the minute I have honestly changed it to Violet Evergarden. The last 2 episodes, oh my god!
Yeah, the last 2 episodes are phenomenally good.
I recommend it to my uncle, who's like a big fan. Not a big fan of anime, but he does like it.
But the I mean, the one surprise I was surprised by, considering how much it was doing well in the charts in each individual week, Citrus didn't get a nomination.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Which because I thought it would, considering how many times it was number 1 or number 2.
I guess it still went down as the series went on.
Yeah, from what I heard, most people did not like the second half of it, which who liked the first half. Which also the one that we really praised last month in our list, which didn't do so well, was Overlord 2. It came 11th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did not do so well.
It was really surprising, actually.
What do you think? Reece, you're the big Overlord fan. What do you think that was down to?
Well, I think it was the second half. Yeah. The first episode of the second arc threw in pretty much all the 8 fingers, and everyone just name dropped, and people were like, right, who are all these people? Why should I care?
Yeah. I mean, that was one of the things it kind of did throughout the series. It was like introducing so many characters, and like, you know, with the whatever they were called, the fingers, or
the 8 fingers.
Because they were really underwhelming, and I don't think anybody really expected them to do anything. So by the time it came to actually confronting these guys, like, you know, the result was as expected.
Maybe they'll fix it in summer.
Yeah, because at the end, they just sort of took over the 8 fingers off screen.
Yeah, literally.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some nice magic ball crap right there.
Yeah.
But with the thing, one of the things I'm quite excited for with Overlord 2, so Overlord season 3 coming, is right at the beginning of Overlord 2. We actually saw like a dragon talking to a female character who we've had no coverage on apart from that scene, basically talking about how they're possibly some of the most powerful characters in that universe. And the same with right at the end of the series. So we've seen some really good stuff coming for season 3, and I'm really glad it's got the confirmation. But season 2 was just to bridge the gap basically between season 1 and what's to come, because they need to build allies and they need to actually introduce us to the rest of the cast, which is what that was. So it ended up being bad, but it's basically it's going to make season 3 better, I think.
I think those 4 nominees for Anime of the Year are pretty good. I mean, you got.
I'm just pissed off it came underneath Teasing Master Tagagi-san, which was just so bland.
I'm very surprised is that Miss Koizumi Loves Ramen Noodles ended up in the top 20.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not joking. That's my least favourite thing I saw last year.
I think those 4 though were the right 4 to go forward for Anime of the Year nomination. I mean,
I think everyone said that.
Man of the Year nominations are 5 so far for male character. Bamba Zenji from Token Ramens, Hero from Darling in the Franxx, Lin Janmin from Hanka Token Ramens, Masumi Kando from Love is Like After the Rain, and Nishiki from Teasing Tagaki-san.
But not fucking manga. I'm so upset about that.
Where's Aizun Gold?
Yeah, exactly.
Or at least Sabas.
Yeah,
Because it
freaking
was
Sandwich
brilliant.
was sick.
Yeah.
So some annoying ones there. Girl of the Year, the 5 nominees so far are Yuzu Ihara from Citrus.
Yeah.
No surprise.
Violet from Violet Evergarden.
Yeah.
Nadesco Kagamihira from Laid Back Camp.
The pink hair one.
I preferred Rin, honestly.
Rin Shimmer from
Oh,
Laid
sweet!
Back Camp.
Yay!
And 02 from Darling in the Franxx.
Yay.
I was
And
waiting for Zero.
And after this week, if you think Ichigo is getting a nomination, you are no chance. Supporting male character here, Goro's the only nomination at this point from Darling in the Franxx. Ichigo gets the nomination for supporting girl from Darling in the Franxx and has no chance. Couple ship of the year, 5 nominees so far. Hero 02 from Darling in the Franxx. Masami Akira from Love is Like After the Rain.
This is my life now.
Niskasi Tagati from TC Takagi. Sarian and Sakura from Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card, and Yuzume from Citrus. I mean, out of those, it's definitely Hero and 02 for me.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
or
to be fair,
Shirase Cross Penguins.
This is the one where I think they really got it.
Come on, Shusei plus Cross Penguins. That would win the entire thing.
Now this is the one where
Best ship, anime of the year, Osama Game 3.
see, here's one of the ones where I go, what the hell happened here? Because the nominees for OP of the year, and I don't know who's voting in this because you got the opening of Citrus.
Yeah.
We got
It's not too bad.
we got the opening for Beatless, which is all right.
Never heard.
Haven't heard that.
Flashback from Kaguro, which really got on my nerves after a while. I do not know, but one I did like is here, Shiny Days from Laid Back Camp.
Wait, so no Darling in the Franxx or Violet Evergarden?
Neither
or
of them-
even Overlord 2?
None of those.
Wait, and no place further than Universe.
Yeah, and no fucking...
the actual help.
Junji Ito collection.
The opening to that was actually good.
I mean,
No records to the Grand Crest War, but they support gay rights.
Moving on. ED of the Year nominations so far are Kokoroku, which no one saw because it was an Amazon Prime exclusive, Beatless, Love is Like After the Rain, and Fate Extra Last Encore. So
I haven't heard any of them.
No.
no nominations in a few of the other categories. We do have nominations in the category of Action or Adventure Anime of the Year. Nominations are Place for in the Universe, Darling in the Franxx, Hata Token Ramens, and Overlord 2. A Comedy of the Year, we got Teasing Takaki-san, Laid Back Camp, Pop Team Epic, and School Babysitters. Nothing really pissing me off there. Drama Round of the Year, Citrus, Violet Evergarden received nominations.
Of course, Violet Evergarden's gonna win. Who would pick Citrus over Violet Evergarden?
Best Fantasy or
Cultured people with good taste.
Best Fantasy or Magical series, we got Cardcaptor Sakura, Clear Card, Overlord 2, Records of Grand Crest War, and Violet Evergarden.
Wait, how is Violet Evergarden fantasy or magic?
It is kind of set in a fantasy world. It's got a bit of fantasy.
It's a fantasy robotic arms.
Yeah, true, actually.
Fantasy, slight bit of sci-fi.
Only one nomination for Mecha or Sci-Fi, and that went to Darling in the Franxx.
Yep.
Mystery or Psychological Anime, Hangatoku Ramens, and Kokoro. I didn't see either of them to the end, so no nomination.
No
for
Junji Ito?
Best Original Anime, so that's...
Not a summer game.
Junji Ito.
Now, they don't use the word original like...
Junji Ito is actually season 2 of King's
Now, they don't use original...
That explains why it's so bad. So good.
Yeah, so the plot though is so interesting.
Now, original anime, they don't mean original like we use it. That means it's not based on a manga or light novel or anything like that. Only 2 nominees again, Place for in the Universe and Darling in the Franxx.
Darling in the Franxx isn't based on a manga.
No, it's not. It's an original idea. Romance anime nominees are Citrus, Teasing Takistan, and Love is Like After the Rain. I really hope there's much better romance.
Well, also Darling in the Franxx.
No Darling in the Franxx nomination for that. I'm just annoyed. Cardcaptor Sakura Best Sequel or New Season. Nominees are Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card and Overlord 2.
Overlord.
Slice of Life, the nominees are Place for in the Universe, Laid Back Camp, and School Babysitters.
Overlord 2.
Yeah,
No Junji Ito.
No, Osama Game 3. I'm gonna keep doing that joke until this show eventually ends. Or at least until I finally make the average series.
Yeah.
Supernatural Anime of the Year nominees are Overlord 2, The Disastrous Life of Sagi K2, and 7 Deadly Sins Season 2. So it's
No Junji Ito collection?
Yeah, what the fuck? It's so good.
Will you get over that stupid anime?
Do these people have no taste?
Well, the only one I'm really annoyed by is the OP section, because some of the best OPs of Winter did not make the list. I mean, that's why...
Yokai Apartments.
Other than that, I'm pretty happy.
What about World Ends?
Yeah, what about World End?
I will say, actually, the guy who directed World End is directing another anime this season.
Really? I won't watch it.
You already have. It's called Caligula.
I haven't seen it to get that. Oh no, I did watch it.
Yes, it's the one where your girlfriend said that we didn't like it because it was not stereotypical anime, and maybe we should broaden our horizons.
Nah.
well, she's dumped.
I did tell her after the It's just like anime is trash as a whole. Don't worry, like don't tell me about it.
Yeah, just anime shit. We just do it because to get that money.
Yeah, exactly. Those coins.
Subscribe to our channel. We do.
Press the bell sign and get our notifications.
But it's but with that category is proof we have to vote in these ones. I mean, I'm voting every week. The spring poll's just opened. I'm going to be voting in that.
Yeah, I need to start voting.
I will say though, if it's something didn't make it, you do get a nominate. They do hold a few votes at the end of the year for us all, like extra nominations. Some of the and also I really find it interesting how the winners go in these ones, because they're very interesting. They very much don't reflect other awards like the Personal Critics or the Crunchyroll Awards, especially like the winner of Anime of the Year wasn't even nominated for Anime of the Year at the Crunchyroll Awards, which was Tsukikakire.
Is that what they voted for?
It beat Made in Abyss, which came second.
I watched about 5 episodes and I really wasn't that involved in it. It got a couple of nominations in Crunchyroll Awards.
Yeah, it got Best Slice of Life. Yeah. But okay, that's us for this week. It's
a little shorter than usual, but we're starting later.
We will try and pick things back up. We're going to have a later one, obviously, when we do our seasonal roundup in June. But in the meantime, we're finally going to next time. You've watched Full Metal Alchemist, haven't you?
Yeah.
And you've watched a bit of it.
I've watched about half of both Full Metal Alchemist and Brotherhood.
Well, next time we're going to be talking about. We're going to do a little bit late to do this, but we're going to be talking about our thoughts on the Netflix Full Metal Alchemist, and we're going to be comparing it to the anime.
Mm-hmm.
Just expect us to compare it to the original and Brotherhood, as some of us haven't watched Brotherhood.
Actually, which one of you've watched the original, not Brotherhood?
No, again, I've watched half of each. I haven't actually got past the halfway.
Mm-hmm.
I've only watched the original. I'm reading the manga.
I've seen both.
I've seen both.
Yeah, and I've got Brotherhood on Blu-ray if you want to borrow it.
It's okay, I'm reading the manga. I want to read the manga before watching.
He's practically watching.
Plus, it's on Netflix anyway, so.
Well, as I say, I reckon. So we get. I'm not going to rewatch either one of them. I am going to watch the Netflix one for the first time. So that'll be interesting to see. I hope it's better than people have made it out to be.
Yeah.
We can only hope. We don't want another Attack on Titan.
Oh well, that's it for this time. Goodbye, guys.
Follow us on Twitter.
Follow us Twitter and Facebook. All our things are in the
Stardust. Follow us on Stardust.
There's all things in the description below.
Support my Patreon. My 12 kids are hungry.
Follow me on Instagram and
my children need wine.
Add Cal on Club Penguin and get me on Bebo and MySpace.
And follow me on Pornhub.
That's right, Pornhub. I post some good content.
We both do. Send our fan fictions send our fan fictions to Axios so Linda has to read through all of it.
Oh, and if you do catch hold of it, watch our interview on Agony Orty, which was a real fun day out for us.
Should actually be out next month.
Yeah,
should be out next month.
Sometime in May.
Yeah. So
see you soon.
See you soon.